That's my boy right there. Big Mom steps on that shit, smashes it in half, and she's getting ready to punch both of them with Prometheus and Zeus. That's their names, right? Mm-hmm. And which my boy Brooke
that head ain't do
slides in out of nowhere like, huh? Crack! Fucking smashes the portrait in half, and that's the end of the chapter. I loved it. Perfect end of the chapter too. even though this guy, Mr. Good Guy, hates it.
Fuck that Brooke shit.
I loved it.
So,
yo, Mr. Good Guy here, aka MGG, and you just joined a decent crew. We're just a group of guys who discuss, review, rank, and poke fun at all the things we love and hate in manga, anime, and everything else. So sit back and relax because it's all decent over here, man. Run it.
I've been working on this record for a minute, still I feel like nothing that I do is good enough. My insecurities are creeping in, so they will seep into the music. And it's funny when other people see your pen as I'm using the...
Let's move on to One Piece 863. The Consummate Gentleman.
Consummate Gentleman. 3 consummate chapters in a row. How far can you go? Bars. And don't you fucking call me, what's the name for that shit?
Who wears it? Lil Yachty?
No, yeah. Call me fucking Lil Yachty. So, with this chapter, they give us a quick little flashback of what happened before the wedding, which basically confirmed, yes, they did put a fucking mirror inside the cake. And which Luffy was like, yeah, bro, put this shit up in there. I'm gonna just bust out and I'm gonna grab all of these different items, since you know that Brûlé has this power to change everything into having the image of whatever she wants it to be. So of course he goes and grabs all of these different random items. He's like, yeah, change all of these little motherfuckers to me and we can run it. So it jumps back forward to the current events, in which once again there's a bunch of Luffy's popping out all over the place. And Big Bird is like, oh shit, bro, this is big news. He's taking pictures all over the place. Like I'm loving this. Big Mom's angry as hell. But on page 7, if you look at the bottom picture where there's a bunch of Luffy's popping out all over the place, you can peep a little somebody jumping out amongst the crowd of Luffy's, in which Mr. Good Guy is very disappointed in. I fucking loved it, because you gotta love how important it is to pay attention to details within a specific chapter. You guys noticed that during that one Toriko chapter when motherfuckers was spinning that hand around. Always look for details.
What you talking about?
Brooke hopped out of the cake with all those Luffy's.
Shit, Brooke?
Yeah.
If you go to page 7 and you see all the Luffy's jumping out of the cake, look on the right side and you will see Brooke amongst them hopping out.
Oh yeah.
But from atop the cake, we see Sanji grabbing Puddin', talking about, yeah, I got you. Just come with me real quick. We go to Montdor, who's thinking, oh, that fucking opera. That bitch lied just to save his own skin. Luffy actually is alive. And which we see that Big Mom is seeing Luffy for the very first time. She had no idea what he looked like. But now she's going into a whole little frenzy. And when she goes over to her shelves, like, life or cake. And they're like, Big Mom, chill. You know we can't make a cake right now. And she's like, you know what? I bet. Let me get this life up out you. She takes that from him, and Big Bird is like, oh shit, I'm loving this. Snap, 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 snap.
He said he was getting a straight hard on.
Hell yeah, he was. This motherfucker about to get rich. He just won a lottery off of this shit.
Oh, for sure.
So we go into the mirror world, and we see that they were just releasing the final Luffy's, and we see Nami, Chopper, Carrot, Jinbei, and what's his name? Cheetah Buddy.
Cheetah but Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro. They're all like, all right, that's everybody. Let's roll out. In which they're like, all right, Season, the last thing is up to you. And then they're just straight talking shit about him, like, oh, this dude's scum. He's the worst or whatever. And he's over there crying like a little bitch, like, yo, I'm gonna prove myself. Fuck y'all. In which Big Mom's looking at all of the Luffy's like, all right, which one is you? Which one is you? Which one is you? Which is kind of disappointing because you probably expect that she'd be able to have some type of hockey to see which one is about Luffy.
I was like, what the fuck, bitch?
But she was confused.
Confused my ass, motherfucker. You and Yonko, everything you do is supposed to be at the next level. At least that's my my expectations for you.
All she is an older Jewel Bonnie, dude.
I mean, if that's how you want to picture it. But
she ain't shit compared to the rest of you.
So she's going around asking, all right, which one is you, motherfucker? In which Capone is like, come on, yo stupid ass. Ain't no way he's going to actually reveal himself for you. He's over there trying to cause chaos. And then on the very next one, Luffy's like, it's me! And fucking Capone is just completely shocked out of his mind. That shit had me dying. And Big Mom's like, all right, I'm going to kill your ass. And then Luffy's like, oh, there's the portrait. He gets ready to attack. Capone talks to his sons like, yo, he's about to do that shit. Get ready. In which, right before he unleashes the attack on the portrait, Smooth Dogtooth whips out a leg attack, which looked very strange when you see it because it looks like a big ass cannon or something.
I literally thought Luffy put out a new move.
It looked like a fucking bullet bill hit him in the face.
I thought it was like a Gear 3rd move from Luffy with Haki. That's why I was like,
really?
Yeah. First, it took me a while to process because I was like, did he just expand like all of his like body parts to try and make like a bigger thing than I saw was
just to attack a portrait
attached to his leg? I mean, I don't know. I just thought that's usually what Gear 3 Luffy looked like. That's the only time I've ever seen something hockeyed up and big was Gear 3 Luffy. So I just didn't know. Because clearly, I think that there's, unless you guys disagree, but I thought he's hockeyed up, right?
No Luffy?
No, Dogtooth. That move he did on him looks like it's hockey around.
Yeah, it appears that way. I mean, it should be, considering that, a regular attack wouldn't really do much to Luffy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he didn't really attack him anyway. He just tried to scrap him.
I mean, he did. He did technically attack him because you can see on that page, blood is being spewed out of Luffy's face. So he definitely smacked the shit out of him when he did this. Mm. But when he kicked Luffy, Big Mom had to put some disrespect on Dogtooth's name, like, yo, don't be trying to protect me, G. You ain't nothing but a little weak ass son of mine. I can protect my own self. In which he was like, nah, Big Mom, you got this the wrong way. This motherfucker was getting ready to attack your portrait. He would have cracked that shit and broken it in half, and then she would have done. And as a response, Big Mom was like, "Huh? How the fuck you know about that? How you know how important my portrait is?" In which Jinbei runs up like, "Bitch, it was me. Rumors go around, so I told his ass." And Capone was like, "You a real nigga." And then Big Mom's like, "Oh, so you decided to betray me, huh?" He's like, "Yep, I'm getting about this bitch. I'm about to join Luffy's crew." And she was like, "Well, since that's the case, I guess that means I gotta fucking take some life from you." And he's of course agrees with it. So she hits his ass with that life or stay. And he's like, "Life, bitch." And nothing happens. So she's like, "Huh?" Then she says it again, "Life or stay." And he just sits there looking at her ass. Nothing comes up from his body. None of his soul starts leaving from his body. Everybody's like, hold on, what the fuck is going on? He's not scared of her at all. In which that's when people realize that you have to be fearful of Big Mom for your soul, well, for her to be able to steal your soul from your body. And Jinbei then puts down a cup of sake. And he's like, all right, this is me leaving your crew. Thank you for everything, but I'm about to dip. Luffy's like, oh, hell yeah, that's my boy right there. Big Mom steps on that shit, smashes it in half, and she's getting ready to punch both of them with Prometheus and Zeus. That's her name, right? Mm-hmm. And which my boy Brook
that head ain't do
slides in out of nowhere like, huh? Crack! Fucking smashes the portrait in half, and that's the end of the chapter. I loved it. Perfect end of a chapter too. even though this guy, Mr. Good Guy, hates it.
Fuck that Brook shit.
I loved it.
So one thing I'm gonna say is that if that's really the case, that Big Mom can only steal souls from somebody that's weaker than her.
Not weaker, scared.
Sorry, that's scared of her.
Yeah, scared of her.
You're not beating any of the Yonko unless they're scared of her, like because they're scared that she's gonna try and fuck them. Like that'd be the only time she can really take their soul. But I mean if Kaido run up, he beating the shit out of her.
I always assumed that her shit wouldn't work on Yonko anyway. I never thought that he could walk up the shanks and just take 20 years of his life. That never crossed my mind at all.
I didn't think she could necessarily slap Hellier. Well, I thought she would be able to do it. He would just be able to dodge her like hits. Like when she was trying to do it, I just thought she might catch him on the arm and get like a year or something, but he'd be like, bitch, or just be like,
no, I don't even think
I'm finna die tomorrow, G. So
broken.
what are you gonna take?
It's too broken to work on like a Yonko, so I didn't think it would work.
But to me, it just makes her like it drops her power level down significantly because it's like my thing is not only are the Yonkos, but probably like their second in commands are not scared of Big Mom, and even like Kaido's crew are just a bunch of hard niggas. Like he leave them motherfuckers in force, like surviving. So I don't think a lot of the top tier niggas in his crew are even scared of Big Mom. So that shit wouldn't work on them at all. Like,
yeah, I don't think it would work on any top tier niggas.
I mean, but you can still beat their ass.
But that's all she gotta fall on. Like, you know what I mean?
Just like that's all Kaido has to fall on, beating somebody's ass.
Kaido got a fruit, man. Don't sleep.
But he's still using it to beat your ass.
No, but I mean, like Big Mom's like potential is from this power. Like, I don't think she's a good hand-to-hand combat fighter. I think she relies a lot on this. Like, I think if somebody was on her same tier strength-wise...
I mean, but you literally have to be not fighting her in order for this not to work on... In order for this to work on you.
What do you mean? Sorry, say that again?
If you're just standing there, yeah, it'll work on you if you have some type of fear. But if you're literally trying to fight her, it's not like your fucking body, your soul's going to leave from your body while you're trying to fight her.
I thought she used it as like boom, light her hands up and was just like, all right, cool, smack, 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 smack. Like, taking niggas' souls that way. Like, I didn't think it was... that much of a, oh, you gotta sit down, I'm just gonna take that shit away from you. I thought she used it in incorporation with whatever her fighting style was.
From what we've seen, it doesn't appear that anybody who's trying to fight against her, it doesn't seem like she's taking soul from anybody who's actually trying to fight back. Put it that way.
So you think she'll be able to take shit from Luffy?
No.
That's sad.
No.
That makes this fight like so much cheaper, dude. But
I mean, but that's
unless
the thing.
she got something else in her pocket.
She's not supposed to be trying to kill him, and Luffy's fucking taking away his life force anyway every time he uses his
Hold on, you say you think she could take it from Luffy?
No.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm saying that Luffy's moving life force anyway whenever he uses his gears. So
is he still doing that? I don't know. Did he like master it or something?
It still puts a toll on his body. Everything he does puts a toll on his body. Especially when he uses too much fucking hockey all over his body for Gear 4.
Other thing I would say is that
and that's low key why Roger died earlier, because he put too much toll on his body. That's another discussion.
Dogtooth power is kind of stupid. And what's the last thing? Oh, it looks like the Jinbei Death Flag shit is probably not gonna come into fruition. So I think he's actually gonna officially join the crew. So we'll get to see that.
You disappointed that he's the one joining the crew?
Me?
Yeah.
There's nobody in this whole arc that I want to join the crew over Jinbei. Because they all look stupid.
Who
as
else
fuck.
could it be?
Well, a lot of people supposedly wanted Carrot to join the crew.
These niggas with the feet. I swear, every One Piece arc, there's a theory of whatever like the tag along chick is that she's gonna join the crew.
Every female gonna join the crew.
What was the girl before in the Gladiator arc? The one with the pink hair. They did it with her.
Yeah.
They did it with Vivi from Crocodile's arc. Like they do it every time. Like it's not gonna happen. People like stop being stupid. It's not like they're gonna provide zero value to the crew, dude. Yeah. Like we already have Nami.
They needed another fighter.
That's it, huh?
They needed another fighter. They have 3 strong niggas. So 2.5 strong niggas.
You just can't be walking around in the new world with these fuckboy ass crewmates. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. So 2 niggas fight. Now at least they got 3 strong niggas.
Yeah. I mean, I could see a nice pair with Jinbei and Frankie, though, to be honest.
I mean, this does
that
fuck
could
up
be
the
some
whole,
good shit.
This does fuck up the whole trio sense, though.
Really?
Because I really see Jinbei being stronger than Sanji.
Here we go, man.
Me too.
That little hockey shit he did, though, I can't see Jinbei doing that.
The who?
I think the hockey shit that Sanji just did was the hype that I needed to know that, like, maybe he's not as strong as
you also couldn't see.
the potential.
But you also wouldn't have been able to see Sanji saving Luffy like he just did, though, right?
I mean, yeah, but I do feel like Jinbei has I'm gonna say white privilege bubble, and by white privilege, I mean like he walks around with this respect bubble that protects him a lot, G. Like a lot of people respect Jinbei, like on both sides, so they like cut him a lot of slack when he does shit. I just feel like I've noticed that in too many arcs, like even with the Ace shit, like even though he was betraying the Marines, they were still like, we still fucking respect you, Jinbei. So we're like not gonna go as bad on you.
I mean, but his fighting pros.
Like in my opinion, at least, I'm like 100% sure Jinbei is stronger than Sanji. Only thing is, like Jinbei is not gonna get stronger. Like until the end of the series, Jinbei is gonna be the same strength he is right now. That's how I look at it. So like Sanji's gonna get stronger, like Zoro's gonna get stronger, Luffy's gonna get stronger.
But you think Zoro is stronger than Jinbei right now?
I can get comparable if you like, probably.
I think Zoro's stronger.
Well,
Do you disagree?
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I don't have enough information.
That's what I said. Like, it wasn't as hard as they strong. Like,
what you feel.
Ranges.
No, but
like,
I feel that, but I'm just saying.
Ranges?
Huh?
Your theory of like the different ranges for different characters.
Yeah.
I think Zoro and Jinbei are in the same range of strength.
So what is Jinbei's rank to you?
I mean, I don't know the word what you call them, but
because right now, Luffy's a rook. That's pretty much it. Luffy is a rook, probably somewhere in the rook range.
And then what's like right under rook?
Huh?
What's behind
but
the rook?
I'd say
a knight,
a bishop,
like high tier,
a knight or bishop.
Be like high or mid tier rook.
Huh?
And then Jinbei and Zoro are low tier rook.
So you think that Sanji is a knight right now, or a bishop?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. He
So
could be a high knight.
So
He's not on Zoro's level, not at all.
You said Zoro, Jinbei, and Luffy are all three rooks.
Yeah, different classes. Yeah, they're all rook.
Above rook is like the queen though, and then king. So like Cracker was a I think we were talking about it was like a mid or a high rook. I believe I said he was. So if you're saying like Zoro's also like a low rook, I think that Luffy is somewhere in the low or mid rook range, but
yeah,
he's definitely not a high rook.
Luffy could be a mid rook. Luffy could be a mid rook. Zoro could be a low rook. Sanji like a high knight or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I just let it play out. I can't make any statements because Oda hasn't given enough evidence to either side. We've seen so much of what Zoro, like, we've seen Zoro do so much stuff casually that I think it inflates our belief on his strength.
I agree, but I mean, I always had to believe that Zoro was stronger. So even if Sanji is a rook, Zoro is still stronger. I mean, I definitely
agree with the fact that Zoro is stronger. What I don't agree with is how much stronger. I think that's where the argument is. Like how big of a gap there is between Zoro and Sanji.
So do you think Zoro is closer to Luffy than Sanji is Zoro?
I don't know. That's the thing. But I want to say that I would think that Zoro and Sanji should be closer to each other than they should be to Luffy. Because if that's the case, then it's like not... It's just weird to me. Like Luffy should be overwhelmingly... Like nobody really should... Like Luffy should be able to take any of them one-on-one and easily beat them, to me. That's kind of like the way I see it. Like yeah, they should give him a go, should give him some scratches. But it shouldn't really be that much of a tie. But it seemed like Sanji and Zoro have always been competing, so I always wanted them to be kind of close.
I do that up until...
There's no evidence of Sanji's strength right now, and then Sanji doesn't have like a dream that allows people to really put respect on his strength. That's like the whole... I think that's one of the biggest reasons is that Sanji's goal is like not anything major. It's like, oh, I want to find this person.
I don't necessarily like look into that, the goal thing. Because, like, I mean, I just look at it like he fought his dad, lost. He was young, right? But like, yeah, he couldn't really fight back. But
I do feel like you would put more respect on his strength if Sanji had a goal like, I want to be the strongest like martial artist like in the world or whatever the fuck. Like if he said some shit like that and his goal was like that, I think you would not sleep on his strength as much.
No, I'm not speaking on Sanji's strength. Is that I don't think he's powered up yet. It's gonna happen. It has to happen eventually. I just don't think it's happened yet. So how I guess Zoro had the training all of his knees up. I mean, so he had that. So it's kind of unfair. But so whenever Sanji gets whatever he needs to power up, he may have gotten it. Like how you said, like how he dodged the bullet. He may have got it there. I don't know, but I don't. It's not the dreams that I think is account. It's just the fact that they like a top three and they go. I always look at in any lobby power levels they gave the villain. Yeah. I think that's consistent. pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is I'll move past this one because I think this argument could turn to a black hole. But
no, I'm done. There's nothing else to say.
I would also say that I don't really like that they put respect on. Like, I don't like that this Yonko arc was the arc to put respect on like a character like Brooke's name. I feel like that could have been done in a different arc, or like in the Don Flamingo arc. And then I feel like when you're going against a Yonko, like you should be focusing on like the top tier characters. I feel like Sanji has gotten almost no respect this arc. Luffy has done like bare minimum.
Could this not be proof that there are even more important arcs than something that's such as a Yonko arc, in which that'll actually develop other characters?
Who's stronger than Yonko's right now? Like, what's
more?
No,
it might be something to do with the Gorosei. Might be something to do with the Marines.
I can see that, but I just feel like when they all came back, like if you're going against a Yonko this soon, you should be trying to put respect on like the rest of them.
But again,
I just don't like.
They're not technically fighting Big Mom.
Big Mom's crew just felt like such a joke. Like that's my whole problem. Like this whole shit just felt like a joke. I don't like the characters. I don't like where they look. Dogtooth, who I fucking put respect on his name, now he has like this stupid like mochi power. Like I'm just like I'd rather just go to Wano, to be honest. Like I'm over it. The Capone shit was interesting, but it's just all like. This is like the part of Oda that I think splits his fan base. Like, there's the people that like this, and then there's the people that don't read One Piece specifically for this shit. And I'm one of those guys that don't really like this shit. Like, that was the heart, like the jokey looking characters, like all that other shit. That's a lot of. I feel like that's a major player in why some people don't read One Piece or don't like it that much.
Tell like you want something that's 100% serious.
No, I just feel like in the shonen genre, if it's supposed to be serious, take it seriously. Like, Big Mom's a Yonko, and I'm not scared of her. I don't think that like any of this shit really held any weight. That's all.
I mean, this is supposed to be a funny.
Why can't it be serious and jokey at the same time? Why can't
I'm not looking at it from I'm looking at it from my own perspective versus the perspective Oda put it in. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter if you guys are all interested in it. That's fine. I'm just saying, like, this shit bored me. Like, I'm gonna be hyped when they do Kaido, when they do Shanks. But
no, I mean, it's awesome.
And I'm sure you guys, in perspective, when we go through all three of the Yonko arcs, you're gonna say that this is the weakest.
I agree. I don't think there's anyone who can really say like they love this arc. I don't think that there's anyone who would say that. Like it wasn't that good. Big Mom's crew wasn't like that good. Like she hasn't done anything for me to think that she's good. All she has these two cloud motherfuckers, or the cloud and the sun guy, but they seem kind of weak to me. So.
And the Hat.
Yeah, the Hat hasn't done shit. That's the only person I'm waiting on.
Who?
The Hat. She hasn't even like mentioned his name. True. I guess that's like when she actually goes one-on-one with whoever she decides to fight. That's when she's probably gonna like pull it out, because since it turns into a blade or whatever, like that's when she's probably gonna actually.
So do you guys still think that? Do you think they're gonna be able to kill Big Mom?
Who?
Nope.
Or take her out? Do you think they're gonna take out Big Mom like Capone's plan?
Nope.
I want to say yes, though.
Because I feel like Dogtooth is gonna fuck it up.
And prevent her from being killed?
Yep.
I don't feel like she's necessarily gonna die, but I really find it hard to see her being a Yonko still after this. Yeah. Because
basically what they're doing is gonna remove so much respect from her name.
Yeah, like I just.
So I think maybe the bird guy, they say something in the news, and then like people are gonna lose respect for Big Mom, and then people are not gonna be afraid of her anymore. So I feel like light powers don't even work anymore and shit. I don't know. But I
think you also gotta think about Blackbeard, dude, because he's an assassin, dude. I feel like he might be like there's some people who can low-key just pop up and murk her because it's like taking advantage of the distraction and like
all they gotta do is take out her portrait and everybody's just gonna be out at her head now. I can see that. Not to mention the fucking Vince Monks are assassins after all, so they probably come back like 2 years from now. Fuck her up.
I don't.
Now that they broke it, I don't even know how she's gonna react anymore. Because the thing was just touching it fucked her up. So now that they broke it, this should be like permanent damage to whoever Big Mom is as a person or character.
Yeah.
Like And maybe she's not gonna physically die, but it'll be a death in that sense of like she's not the same person.
She'll just be a regular vulnerable person now.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, for me, oh, you about to rate it?
I was going to say, I guess this seems like a way to kind of vary the ways that you can beat these different Yonkos. Because if it was all about just
I don't like it.
Listen, G, listen. Because if it was all about just being strong as fuck and then just taking them out just using pure strength, kind of gets, saturated or whatever, because it's all about, get stronger, get stronger, get stronger, get stronger. But this also this changes the different ways that you can try to beat somebody, whatever, instead of just pure strength. So that's kind of what I appreciate a bit more about how they're going with this. It's not 100% predictable.
I wish there was more,
as you could say from any other manga or whatever, where it's just, let me just fight this person and either my battle strategy or my strength is going to take this person out.
I wish there was more strategy behind it. I get what you're saying, and I think they already did that with the other ones, because they said like when they were talking about the other Yonkos, they talked about like different supply routes they have. So with Big Mom, it's like candy. Shanks is alcohol, and like Kaido was like basically the smile drug or whatever. So it's like your way, even though you're not strong enough to beat them, you can get access to them by fucking up their different channels. So I think that's what Kid and them's plan was before he got fucking murdered. And then like clearly Luffy's issue with Kaido is now specifically based off the smile thing. And his original problem with Big Mom was fucking up her candy route. I just wish that they played on that more. I mean, the Mother Caramel thing was a nice, convenient excuse for them to be able to beat her. But I do kind of like... My thing is just seeing the end game of the story. I feel like Luffy and them need to be as strong as a Yonko to really like be able to complete the story. So to like beat Yonkos in like these cheap ways, it's like I feel like you're not getting the strength or the power boost you need to really like be where you need to be at the end of the story. And I don't know how else they're gonna get it. I'm sure they'll make it up in a different way.
And to me, it's not like Luffy doing it. It was Capone's plan in general. Like, so once Capone leaves, like they need to be strong because they like One Piece. I mean, Luffy's crew, they're not like a bunch of smart ass thinking motherfuckers. To be honest, not like
except Sanji.
Even Sanji, like I mean, I don't think he's gonna outsmart
in his face. He's
someone to beat Kaido. Like be Kaido, you still have to be strong. You can't just outsmart Kaido. You have to be strong to be Kaido. It just doesn't happen. I don't watch One Piece. I don't need One Piece for thinking. I watch One Piece for
and since we know that that's true, why make it the exact same thing with how you beat Big Mom? So I appreciate that they're putting in different tactics of how you can beat this Yonko. Kind of like if it was a video game, if you had to do the exact same shit to beat every boss in the fucking video game, it would get boring. But if they
I was nice, but like what I don't like the caramel picture thing. Like that's bullshit to me. If they just got a good ass plan to beat her, I'll be fine with that. But I don't like the idea that you bring this picture and she's incapacitated. That's like asshole. She's incapacitated for however long. You can suddenly like beat her. I don't think that's not a good plan. That's just like lucky you have to get lucky that some shit like that happens, And
I'll let it slide for Big Mom, but like it'll really suck if that's like a thing with each one of them in some kind of way. Like,
no, but I don't expect that to be a case for every Yonko.
I mean, and I agree with
it's that. It's something that's very unique with how you'll be able to surpass each Yonko.
But did you not feel like when they introduced the Mother Caramel thing, like that was a heavy ass pull for them to be able to get over this hurdle?
Yeah.
That's what I felt like. I felt like he was like, oh, I entered into this Yonko shit too early, and I need a way to get them out of this. And that seemed like the strong, like it just seemed like it came out of nowhere.
The way I took it personally is, I was thinking it in the shoes of somebody like Big Mom per se, in which you have somebody who's trying to be strong as fuck or whatever, but they know that they can't keep up with everybody until they find this ultimate as ace card that puts them at a much higher level that allows them to be, in this case, like a Yonko or whatever, and which the only way for you to be beaten is if somebody uses your ace in the hole to take that out and then essentially beat you. I feel like it's kind of like you're basically what's the word? you're taking somebody's hacks and then you're basically breaking that shit down and using that as a way to basically defeat them. I'm thinking that she's essentially cheating the game of being a pirate, and then they're saying, "No, let me just take your fucking cheat out and whatever, and make you a regular player again." That's kind of the way that I'm thinking it, which makes it a bit different in terms of like how you're defeating somebody.
Yeah.
They're using cheat codes, and you're coming in like the fucking video game police and saying, "No, let me take your fucking cheats off. You can be a regular player, and then you can come get these hands."
So would you be okay with this if they use this in Kaido's arc? Like, let's say they beat Big Mom based on strength alone, and then they went to the Kaido arc, and Kaido was like, "Yeah, I got this picture of my daddy. If you break it, I'm weak."
No, I'd rather it be for Big Mom case as compared to Kaido.
You would be pissed off, right? Or if
it was Kaido, I'd be disappointed.
Exactly.
But seeing it as Big Mom or whatever, and her whole situation is not as serious about murder and everything and total destruction and all of that as it is for Kaido.
Yeah,
it seems like it's more befitting for it to be in Big Mom's case as compared to somebody like Kaido or Shanks.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I'm looking at it from the point of what a Yonko means, and the fact that none of the other Yonkos are really gonna have a fight like this. So it's just like, this ass pull is just
I agree with that.
annoying. I just would have preferred. I understand that they can't be Big Mom, but I think he could have played it better.
So what would you have done differently then?
I mean, there's a bunch of like, so the KY launcher thing doesn't make sense to me just because I feel like, when have you ever seen anybody strong get hurt by bullets? Like, that already put disrespect on Big Mom's name to me. Like, anybody strong in One Piece getting hurt by bullets, like, already, it just didn't even, like, when they brought up that plan, I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool that you found a way to beat her, but I'm just like, it just put more disrespect.
Who got hurt by a bullet?
I'm just saying, you can't imagine it, you can't fathom anybody strong in One Piece getting hurt, like, a plan like that actually
even in a weakened state,
Yeah. So that already blew me. So I'm just like, I don't know how they could have done it, but I think it could have been better as a, like, get in, get out situation, and, like, maybe they had a serious fight with one of them to get off the island, but not, like, maybe not even interact with Big Mom, but, like, have a serious fight with Dogtooth just to set expectations of how far they need to go, and then they somehow find a way to make it off. That would have been fine with me. That means, they'll come back to Big Mom later, and then we'll see a serious fight there. But to me, I think Big Mom is done after this arc, and it just is disappointing that that's what's going to happen to Yonko.
I would have preferred if they kept it as like a stealth arc, as what they first said it would be. If they had kept it as, like you said, maybe interact with them and do that. But if they had just kept it as a stealth arc and then don't even turn it into taking out a Yonko thing, that would have been better. But I think it's just too early, like, for them to even take out Big Mom. If they just kept it as, we're gonna sneak in, then on the way out, you fight one strong person just to gauge the strength of strong people, that would have been perfect.
Yep. That would have created a huge plot hole, because you can't just go up in there and take Sanji about it and sneak out, because once again, if you fuck up that wedding in any way, Big Mom's crew is going to make sure that you're somebody you love is going to end up at your fucking doorstep with nothing but a head.
So how is it not going to happen now?
If they were to take Big Mom out somehow, well, at least bring her down in status.
But my thing, the plan was already to kill Judge and them. Like, that's what we found out. So they would have still been able to get out with no problem, because their whole issue was about, like, she didn't even want the marriage to really happen. She just wanted to fucking kill Judge and event Smoke so she can take their position in that in the world. So really, Sanji's only there because his parents Judge forced him to be there, but, like, he really doesn't have any. Big Mom won't do shit to him if they left. She'll go after the Straw Hats, but she was already after him.
Exactly. And if they're to just sneak in and sneak out or whatever, that's once again putting some disrespect on her name, even more disrespect on her name, and in front of Big Bird and all these other people. And they're going to spread the fucking word and be like, yeah, these regular pirates just came in and successfully fucking fooled her or whatever.
Oh, see, I think, like,
that's gonna fuck with her rank, and then she's gonna be like, no, I gotta get some revenge.
Yeah.
And next fucking heads at your doorstep.
Oh, see, my confusion is, I think, like, if you think about it this way, all right, she still wants to kill Judge and them, and then that means, like, okay, I just want to take that position away from them. But then Sanji figures that out and is like, all right, cool, I'm gonna help y'all get out. So they still are able to all escape. Then the Vinsmokes can defend themselves because they already have the Germa. So Big Mom is not gonna take the time to really go after, in an all-out war, being a Yonko against judging them. It doesn't make sense, because if she did that, Kaido or Shanks will immediately be like, well, she's weakened, let's fucking take her spot. Like Kaido was already ready to do at the war. Kaido was ready to move on niggas at the war, dude. So I think he would have moved on her if, like, I'm saying that the risk of being the retaliation risk that you're bringing up, I don't think it would have been relevant in the stealth sense.
Yeah,
I think they would have been able to make it off just fine.
If they were to escape, it would have happened before the wedding anyway. So it wouldn't have been Big Bird wouldn't have been there. None of those guys it would have happened before the wedding. Somehow. Like if Sanji wasn't being stupid at the beginning, I think they could have escaped. If he wasn't being a bitch, I definitely think they could have escaped.
Exactly.
It's stupid.
But yeah, I mean, are you guys ready to rate it?
Yeah.
I give it a decent sale. I really enjoyed this chapter. The whole comedy of Capone being shocked by how foolish Luffy is, how Brooks slid in smooth as hell at the end of the chapter and broke the picture. The respect that they put on Jinbei's name, being a real one, in the face of Big Mom. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna give it a decent. I mean, I appreciate the Jinbei respect. I really am disappointed in the Dogtooth ability, and the Brook thing. I get the comedy of it. It's just very anticlimactic to me that he did that. I feel like it just took away the investment that I had in the chapter. I just like, you're joking around with a Yonko, like it just doesn't add up to me, but I give it a decent.
I'd actually give it a decent too. I mean, I don't have a problem with the Brook thing. Like, I mean, I was going to expect things like that. But just overall, I mean, I don't. Like, this is a combination of all the things I don't like in the arc. Like, it was nothing special. I wasn't a big fan of it. A lot of silly things that, like you said, when it comes to playing with Yonko, I mean, I get the One Piece is jokey, but to this extent, I don't think they should be beating a Yonko in a jokey way. It should be at least more serious, like take it more seriously at least. But so yeah, I think it's gonna be decent.
Yep. Alright.
Yo, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video. If you want to hear some more content, check out our other videos on the channel, or you can check out our podcast, The Decent Podcast, where we talk about all this and more. Links to all of our social media will be in the description box below. In the meantime, in between time, I gotta go get something to eat. I'm out of here. Peace.
I want it all. I said I'm mentally tough. Oh, what you thought I would quit? Even on days when I feel at my worst, I will get off my ass and then get back to work. Ain't nobody gonna get it for you. Better go ahead and get it by your motherfucking self. By yourself, nigga. Ain't nobody gonna get it for you. Better go ahead and get it by your motherfucking self. By yourself, nigga. Ain't nobody gonna get it for you. Better go ahead and get it by your motherfucking self, nigga. Ain't no damn excuses. All of those are useless. I don't ever use it. Don't ever confuse it. Love.